Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, a grocery store caught fire in Durham this morning. Just ahead, what new information we've learned from officials in the last 30 minutes.
One person is dead after an early morning crash on I-95 near Smithfield and Selma. Coming up, we'll show you what happened.
This morning, we will get an update on the search for an inmate who escaped here in Hillsborough. Heading to a doctor's appointment, a look at what we're seeing this morning at Durham Tech, where classes have been canceled in person.
And now that the fog is dissipating, humidity finally dropping off a little bit. We'll show you how long we get to enjoy this nice break in the stickiness coming up.
Plus, keeping your children safe will take center focus during a Wake County School Summit this morning. And the top message law enforcement has for parents ahead of the school year. A lot of things happening this morning on WRAL News. Go ahead, get your day started right with us here on Fox 50. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. We are halfway through the week. I was walking into work this morning and I said to Harry, our security guard, dare I say it's chilly out here? It feels nice. Meteorologist Chris Michaels is laughing. I mean,
chilly.
It's not chilly, but it feels better out there.
It's funny because it's true. That's what I'm laughing at, right? Is anytime we're not sweating, it actually feels kind of cool. The humidity's dropped off considerably since the past few days, but even still just a little bit on the humid side. Give you a live look at Chapel Hill from top of the hill and you see plenty of sunshine out there. Really a very nice day for moving on UNC Chapel Hill's campus. You're looking at midday temps about 81, high temperatures today in the mid 80s. So breaking a little bit of a sweat, but it's not as bad as it's been over the past few weeks, and we're thankful for that. Roxborough, South Hill, Rocky Mount, 85 today. Fayetteville, 87. Raleigh, Durham, Goldsboro, 86, your high temperature. Just got the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. This is not a new path, just kind of an update as to how strong Ernesto is and where exactly it is. Still a tropical storm on the verge of becoming a Category 1 hurricane. It's about 125 miles northwest of San Juan, Puerto Rico. No direct impact here, but I'll show you kind of the fringe effect from the storm on our coastline. That's coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we're seeing quite a bit of a slowdown in those southbound lanes of the westbound lanes of I-40 around South Saunders Street. As a result of this crash right here, it stretches all the way back to Rock Quarry Road, as a matter of fact. And here's a live look right now at I-40 and South Saunders Road. Those westbound lanes are coming toward us this morning. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know how much is going to continue to affect your morning commute. Elsewhere around the triangle, just a couple of incidents that we want to bring your attention to this morning. This serious crash on Glenwood Avenue, the westbound lane, just all new into the WRAL Traffic Center. It's right there on Creedmoor Road. We're not seeing any major problems in that area, but we'll keep an eye on it and let you know if it's going to continue to affect your morning commute. I want to look at those delay times coming into the capital city this morning. You're looking at a 6-minute delay if you're coming in from Apex this morning. Another 9-minute delay for our neighbors up there in Wake Forest. Definitely give yourself some extra time as you're leaving the house this morning. Things are getting a little better coming in from Nightdale and I-87 South. That was up to 6 minutes a few minutes ago. Now you're just looking at a 4-minute delay coming in on I-87 in those southbound lanes.
Ken, thank you. WRAL is following breaking news. A grocery store fire in Durham has closed part of North Alston Avenue. Let's bring in WRAL's Kelsey Coffey. You've been there at the scene for a bit. Paint a little picture there for us, Kelsey. Can you smell the smoke still? What's the response like there?
Chris, there is still a heavy police presence and several firefighters are still here on scene. Now, in the last 30 minutes, it seems like they've been focusing their investigation on that white car there that's badly damaged. But we know that this fire broke out around 6 o'clock this morning. This is on North Alston Avenue in Durham. Now, North Alston is closed between Holloway Street and Taylor Street. This grocery store, the Easy Mini Mart, is next door to Eastway Elementary, if you know where that is. I spoke with the staff member with the school district. They say they've redirected all the buses down Taylor Street, and the school day has started as normal. Durham police say nearly 50 firefighters responded. They were able to control the fire within 15 minutes. So far in their investigation, it looks like there was no one inside and that there are no injuries to report, but firefighters are continuing to search through the debris, and the cause of that fire is still under investigation. So we'll stay on top of this and keep you updated. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Durham.
And more breaking news. One person is dead after a serious crash on I-95 near Smithfield. Nick Perlin was there in the WRAL breaking news tracker and has more.
The tire tracks you see here behind me on I-95 north near Smithfield and Selma show where this van landed after crashing early this morning. Now take a look at this video from the WRAL breaking news tracker, and you can see just how badly this van was damaged after crashing into this cornfield early this morning. We're told by State Highway Patrol that one person has sadly died, and this is how it happened. We're told by State Highway Patrol that this van hit the guardrail and ended up ricocheting off of it and speeding off of the highway, landing in that cornfield. Again, we do know one person has sadly died. We're still working with State Highway Patrol to find out just how many people were inside that car. As we get more information, we'll be sure to update you. In Smithfield, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
The urgent manhunt to find this man is not slowing down this morning in Orange County. Ramon Alston is a convicted murderer. He escaped custody when he was outside an Orange County hospital around 7 o'clock yesterday morning. This is coming from authorities. He's serving a life sentence because he killed this 1-year-old girl, Malia Williams. That happened on Christmas Day in 2015 in Chapel Hill. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from Durham Tech's Orange County campus. And Laura, that's where police have a command post set up, and we're expected to hear an update sometime soon.
Yeah, Chris, actually right now, investigators and deputies with the Orange County Sheriff's Office are meeting for their own briefing before gathering to meet with the media to give us an update here at Durham Tech. We know the campus, college here at the Orange County campuses have canceled in-person classes. They're going into what they call a code yellow because of this ongoing search for this convicted murderer. Take a look at your screen here. This is a picture of 30-year-old Ramon Alston. He was last seen wearing handcuffs connected to a belly chain with a black box over the junction. Authorities have searched 580 acres, which includes a 1-mile radius around the UNC Hospital's Hillsborough campus. That's where authorities say he escaped when he was being transported to receive treatment there. He freed himself from leg restraints and, still in handcuffs, jumped out and ran into the adjacent woods. Investigators believe he had help getting away. We spoke with people who were nearby while the search continued.
It probably wasn't a good idea to go outside at the moment, and I could hear, helicopters and everything. There was just like floods of police officers coming in the building.
Yeah, you just heard from a student here at Durham Tech who had to shelter in place when they were under that brief lockdown. We do know that the Department of Adult Correction is offering a $25,000 reward for anyone who has information leading to an arrest. That update's coming at 9:30 from authorities. Laura Levine, WRAL News. We're live in Hillsborough.
And we are working to learn more this morning about a shooting that hurt a juvenile in South Raleigh. Police responded to Trailwood Heights Lane at 8:15 last night. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows the extent of the police response to the neighborhood. The juvenile who was shot was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. We've asked Raleigh police if they have made any arrests or have any persons of interest. We are still waiting to hear back.
And WRAL is making calls to learn if anyone was hurt in a shooting in a Knightdale neighborhood. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker, and it shows the police scene on Clay Hill Drive. Notice investigators, their vehicles and crime scene tape blocking off part of the road here. Police responded just after 9 o'clock last night, but they wouldn't tell us at the time if anyone was injured or if they have anyone in custody.
Covering Wake County today, school leaders and local law enforcement will come together at Millbrook High School to talk about strategies for making sure your kids stay safe in school this year. Sky 5 was there when Enloe High School went under lockdown back in April. This after a student was sent a photo of her boyfriend on campus, and there were concerns that he may have been armed. But police never found a gun or the boyfriend. We spoke with Sergeant Tom Brienzi from Holly Springs Police, and this is their message for parents ahead of the new school year. Talk to your kids about the consequences of misinformation on social media.
Make sure that they are self-aware enough to realize what they know and what they do not know, and only share facts and then share them with a trusted person, whether that be a teacher or an administrator at a school or a law enforcement officer or the parent themselves.
And we asked the district if they tracked how many school lockdowns happened last year because of social media hoaxes. And they say they don't keep a record of that, but we reported at least 2 incidents in April.
Happening today, a groundbreaking ceremony on a new affordable housing community in Durham. The Commerce Street apartments will include 172 units. 88 of these will be reserved for older adults. 58 of them will be new affordable rental units. It's being built as a partnership between the Durham Housing Authority and CVS Health. The groundbreaking is happening at 10 o'clock this morning.
Neighbors near Red Hat Amphitheater have concerns about the plans to relocate it. The thoughts they shared with city leaders about the proposal.
And a mystery along California's beaches. Why an alarming number of sea lions are showing up sick and what it means for the ocean as a whole.
And it's a beautiful start to our Wednesday, but we are tracking this front that's moving in out of the west. Coming up, I'll show you how to make weekend plans here at home and at the coast. That's in my full forecast.
I got to use my soft voice this morning looking at Lake Gaston. Beautiful way to wake up this morning. Beautiful blue skies. Water's looking clear as you're watching WRAL News, available on Spectrum and the WRAL app on your TV or your streaming device. I don't know. I find that's a nice way to wake up, right, Chris? You see the lake there for us, especially because it's a beautiful day it's going to be if you're out on the lake.
I was about to say, you started talking softly. I was meditating. It was beautiful. I appreciate it. Yeah, nice start all across the state. Boone at 57, getting a little taste of fall out there. Meanwhile, here, Raleigh's at 70, Fayetteville's at 71, even in the Triad, mid-to upper 60s. Nice dip in humidity, so as you wake up and smell the roses, we've got a picture of roses there from Battleboro. Thanks to Deborah for sending that in through WRAL Weather Watchers. If you ever want your pictures featured on air, you go to WRAL.com, you search Weather Watchers, and you upload them there. Pretty simple. Here's the current picture. As you see, the fog has dissipated. It at times was pretty thick there from our WRAL tower camera. Right now, temperatures situated at about 70. Dew point still up there. It's not quite as high as it's been over the past few weeks. Nonetheless, we're looking at midday temps 81. High temperatures today in the mid-80s. Finally, not as humid. We've had tropical humidity every day for the past 16 days. South Hill 85, Fayetteville 87, Raleigh, Durham, Goldsboro at 86. And overnight is when you feel the big difference in the humidity. Especially Roxborough, 61, your low first thing tomorrow morning. That's going to be beautiful. That's some windows down weather. Southern Pines at 65 first thing. So we enjoy this drier air for another 2.5 days. As we head late Friday into Saturday and Sunday, we get a little sliver of that tropical moisture coming back. It's building in ahead of an area of low pressure. And this means two different things for us. Number one, the air rises around low pressure. It means more clouds and increasing storm chances for the weekend. However, the counterclockwise spin around it is going to help to bring Ernesto farther away from U.S. soil. That said, if you're heading to the coast, I want you to pay attention to this. You've got that rip current risk. Even though this thing is hundreds of miles offshore, it's big, it's strong. It's going to lead to that threat for rip currents pretty much all along our coastline, starting with Thursday night and lingering into the weekend. 7-day forecast here at home. The high temperatures pretty much the next 7 days between 86 and 88 degrees. You'll feel your biggest difference the next 2 mornings when we awaken to temperatures in the mid-60s. Heading into the weekend, that's when the humidity starts to come back. Sunrise temps 70 to 72. Don't go canceling plans, just some scattered storms each afternoon this weekend.
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We continue to follow this slowdown that we've been seeing on this I-40 westbound because of this crash there near South Saunders Street. You can see the huge backup it's causing right there all the way back past Rock Quarry Road. Let's give you a look at courtesy of a live cam network this morning. The westbound lanes are coming toward us. Because traffic is moving at such a steady clip, I'm beginning to believe that crash may be in the clearing phase. It's probably been moved off to the shoulder of the road, not causing too many delays right now in that area. But I'll keep an eye on it for you and let you know what's going on. You see a lot of icons dotting our traffic map this morning. None of them really affecting your morning commute, but we do want to bring your attention to a couple of them. This serious crash on Glenwood Avenue in the westbound lane near Creedmoor Road. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown there on Glenwood Avenue, but just probably adding a couple of minutes to your morning commute. But look for that police activity in that area. We are seeing this crash on Six Forks Road in the eastbound lane near Atlantic Avenue. That's not causing any problems whatsoever, but be careful driving through there and give law enforcement an opportunity to work that crash scene rather safely. I want to take a look at these delay times coming into the capital city this morning. friends of Wake Forest, you're looking at a 9-minute delay coming in on Capitol Boulevard. It's getting better on coming in from Nightdale. It's fluctuating between 4 to 6 minutes, right? It's 5 minutes, and there's lanes coming in on 87 southbound coming in from Nightdale.
Ken, thank you. People who live in Raleigh's Boylan Heights neighborhood are fighting to keep South Street open. The city proposed closing part of it for the new Red Hat Amphitheater. Neighbors there held a meeting last night to talk about what to do next. They shared 6 renderings from an architect that show how a new Red Hat Amphitheater could be built without closing any streets. Raleigh City Council member Jane Harrison attended that meeting. Neighbors told her they want the Red Hat to stay, but it's important to them to keep all their streets open.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be we save Red Hat and we save South Street, because that's what Raleigh is about, is saving their communities now. We can't destroy it.
Raleigh City Council plans to vote next month on plans to relocate the Red Hat.
We are working to find out what caused this house fire in Franklin County. Flames broke out at a home on Bunn Elementary School Road yesterday afternoon. This was video from our WRAL breaking news tracker. Luckily, nobody was hurt.
The Republican candidate for state school superintendent denies accusations that she called for a military coup on January 6th. WRAL's Laura Leslie talked with Michelle Morrow and her opponent, Mo Green. Now, Morrow went to the January 6th protest with her children. She says she did not take part in the riot there. Later that night, she posted a video on social media, and she called on then President Trump to use the Insurrection Act to activate the military and put the Constitution to the side in order to stay in power.
I thought that it was time for us as we the people to stand up and say, you guys work for us, because I believe everybody that's an elected official works for the people of the United States of America, and government doesn't give us our freedoms.
Now we're going to talk about putting aside the Constitution, and we're going to install the military, and we're going to arrest many for treason. Absolutely, deeply concerning and incredibly dangerous.
Now, these are just snippets of these interviews. You can watch both of them in their entirety on WRAL.com.
A mystery along the California coast. Researchers are looking into why an alarming number of sea lions and some dolphins are getting sick. Liz Kreutz takes a look at what this means for the ocean as a whole.
In California, an urgent race to save dozens of sea lions, showing up sick and disoriented on beaches along the Central Coast.
The Marine Mammal Center is responding to a multitude of calls here and rescuing them.
So far, volunteers here have responded to nearly 150 sea lions and at least 2 dolphins, all showing signs of poisoning from domoic acid, a neurotoxin from algae that gets into the fish these animals eat and can flare up during the summer. The Marine Mammal Center says this outbreak has been longer and more intense.
These animals are seizing on the beach. Our teams are working overtime.
We followed a team as they made a rescue at a beach in Morro Bay. There on the shore, a stranded sea lion. Crowds watching as the crew made their approach.
Okay, they were successfully able to capture this sea lion here. They're now going to get it into the crate. They're going to then bring it to the truck. We're talking quietly because any loud noise can cause these animals to go into a seizure. 1, 2, 3. It's pretty dramatic to see a sick, disoriented animal like that right here on this popular beach.
It's very dramatic, but we also know that they are windows into the health of our ocean.
And to human health as well.
Are humans at risk?
There's a risk. Right now, currently, there isn't a warning for human consumption, but sea lions are the first indicators of that toxin being in the environment.
Although there's still much to learn about domoic acid outbreaks, experts say a strong upwelling of cold water and our warming climate are contributing factors.
These algae do well in warm environments, and so if we're seeing more of that and an increase in that, then that's definitely a factor for these events.
Sea lions, a sentinel for our ocean's health.
That was Liz Kreutz reporting. 2 senators are accusing Kroger of using digital price tags to take advantage of consumers. Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senator Bob Casey are investigating the grocery store chain over its use of electronic shelving labels to, quote, exploit consumers. Kroger has been using the technology since 2018. The senators say the labels allow companies to adjust prices of goods based on certain factors like the time of day. They sent a letter to the CEO of Kroger asking for details on how the chain uses and collects consumer data to gauge how much of a price hike they can handle.
DoorDash is joining forces with Max in its delivery membership. The delivery company announced it would be adding Max streaming to its U.S. delivery membership. The new feature is the first perk available for Dash Pass holders that goes beyond DoorDash. Dash Pass members can enjoy the ad-supported tier of Max at no additional cost. Instacart made a move to partner with Peacock for users starting in November.
Today, the Wake County Public School System will celebrate its newest elementary school. An official ribbon cutting will happen today for Woods Creek Elementary School in Holly Springs. The year-round school opened to students last month, and Wake School Superintendent Robert Taylor will speak at today's ceremony. It gets started at 10 o'clock this morning.
FEMA says it is out of disaster relief money with months left in hurricane season. The roadblock FEMA is facing as it asks Congress for help.
Plus, the search for an escaped convicted murderer enters day 2 in Orange County. What we know about the dangerous inmate.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio in Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. Plenty of sunshine to go around today. Meteorologist Chris Michaels has your forecast.
Yeah, hey there, Michelle. And thankfully, we got rid of the fog for the most part. Now it's just sunshine in Durham, Raleigh, and Fayetteville. It's 70 to 72. And overall, the humidity is not as bad as it's been in recent weeks, and it'll continue to dip here as we head into the afternoon. Lunchtime temps around 81. High temperatures 85 to 87 for your Wednesday afternoon. That drop in humidity leading to some milder mornings. We're tracking Ernesto and the rip current risk we could see from it. Plus, storms are turning this weekend. I'm helping you plan for the weekend here and at the coast over on Fox 50 in just a little bit.
All right, Chris, traffic has definitely picked up on many of our major roads, particularly coming off of I-87 onto the Beltline, that northern side of the Beltline. Let's take a look at those major roads and the delay times you're looking at this morning. You're looking at an 8-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest as well. You're looking at a 9-minute delay if you're coming in from Nidell using I-87 in those southbound lanes. Nothing really to report. It's getting better coming in from Apex on US 1. Over really quickly in the Bull City, really very little to no delays except for I-40 this morning. You're looking at a 7-minute delay if you're trying to get to the Bull City using I-40 westbound.
Thanks, Ken. We're following breaking news on a fire in Durham. You're looking live at the grocery store that caught fire at the corner of North Alston Avenue and Liberty Street. This happened around 6 o'clock this morning. Alston Avenue is closed between Holloway Street and Taylor Street, which firefighters are searching for debris. They say no one was hurt. They are working to figure out the cause of the fire. Next on Fox 50, why you should pay attention to Tropical Storm Ernesto if you have beach plans this weekend. And up next on Today, Olympic gymnast Steven Narodzik is on the plaza.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news, a grocery store caught fire in Durham this morning. Coming up, what new information we've learned in the last hour.
Also at 8:30, one person is dead after a car crash in Johnston County. The details we're learning about the early morning crash that sent this car into the woods.
And the search is still on for this inmate who escaped custody yesterday, a convicted murderer on the loose. Just ahead, what we're seeing here at Durham Tech this morning as in-person classes are canceled.
And now that the fog is lifting, the humidity continues to drop little by little. We'll show you by how much and for how long coming up.
Thank you so much for joining us here at 8:30 on your Wednesday morning on Fox 50. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
I'm Chris Levingood. Does it feel like this week is already kind of just moving along?
I said it's already Tuesday. Now it's already Wednesday. It's going to be Thursday tomorrow. We're good.
Look, and because today and tomorrow it's a good day for things maybe slow down so you can enjoy being outside a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, Chris Michaels there in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Beautiful day out.
Yeah, it really doesn't feel too bad out there. We've gotten so used to the tropical humidity and that air that just really hits you when you walk outside. This morning, it's at least letting up a little bit. Still a touch on the humid side, but that's soon to come down. That's great news if you're going to be at Chapel Hill. I know we've got move-in day today. There's plenty of sunshine to go around. Things starting to get a little busy in town. Midday temperature about 81 with highs in the mid-80s. So we're still going to break a sweat as we're moving things in. Maybe you've got some outdoor chores to do today, but thankfully it's not going to be quite as sticky as it's been over the past several weeks. High temperatures across the board, 85 to 87 today. today. You see Clinton, Raleigh, Goldsboro, Durham, Southern Pines at about 86 degrees this afternoon. Hey, I just got some of the latest information on Ernesto. It's still a tropical storm starting to move north of Puerto Rico. And it's going to start to strengthen as it moves through Atlantic waters. It's going to be hundreds of miles offshore, but I'll show you why specifically we still need to pay attention to it. That's coming up in my full forecast in just a few minutes.
Chris, look forward to that. And at 8:32, we continue to monitor that slowdown we've been tracking now on the westbound lanes of I-40. Was as a result of this crash, you see it's beginning to dissipate just a little bit. Let's go ahead and take you outside and show you what we're talking about here. This is I-40 in South Saunders. The westbound lanes are coming toward us. It's moving at a slow and steady clip, which means we're believing that crash is likely in the clearing phase. We'll keep an eye on it for you, let you know what's going on. Got a couple of other incidents we want to tell you about because we're seeing that major slowdown coming in off the I-87 southbound lanes onto the northern side of the Beltline. We'll let you know about that in just a minute. Well, this is a crash on Six Forks Road in the southbound lane near Lynn Road. We're not seeing any problems based on our live sensors this morning, but just keep an eye out for some police activity in that particular area. This is a serious crash on Glenwood Avenue in the westbound lane. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown in both the north and the east and south, the westbound lanes of Glenwood Avenue. We'll keep an eye on that and let you know if that will continue to affect your commute this morning. We want to take a look right now and see what we're doing in terms of those major roads and the delay times coming into the capital city. 9 minutes if you're coming in from Wake Forest this morning. Another 8 minutes. I showed you that delay on I-87 in those southbound lanes, so keep that in mind. Just about 6 minutes coming in from US 1 if you're trying to get to the capital city this morning.
Thanks, Ken. Breaking news, a grocery store fire in Durham has closed part of North Alston Avenue. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is there. Kelsey, crews have been there since around 6 o'clock this morning. What do we know right now?
Michelle, officers just removed some of the crime scene tape that was up here a little bit earlier. So I'll give you a look now at the building. So this is the Easy Mini Mart on North Alston Avenue. So right now, North Alston is closed between Holloway Street and Taylor Street. This grocery store is next to Eastway Elementary. If you know where that is, I just spoke with someone who works for the school district. They say that they have redirected all of the school buses down Taylor Street, but the school day did start as normal. Durham police say nearly 50 firefighters responded to this incident. They were able to control the fire within 15 minutes, so that's some good news. They also say so far in their investigation, it seems like there was no one inside and there's no injuries to report. But the cause is still under investigation. We'll be sure to keep you updated as we find out more information. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Durham.
More breaking news we're following. A person is dead because of a serious crash on I-95 near Smithfield. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows the damage to the van after it crashed in a cornfield. Troopers say the driver lost control, hit the guardrail, and then sped off the highway. And we are working to learn if anyone else was injured and learn the identity of the victim.
This morning, the urgent manhunt to find this man is now in its 25th hour. Ramon Alston is a convicted murderer. He escaped custody at about 7 o'clock yesterday morning while outside an Orange County hospital. Alston is serving a life sentence. He was convicted of killing this 1-year-old little girl, Malia Williams, on Christmas Day 2015 in Chapel Hill. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from Durham Tech's Orange County campus. Laura, we're expected to get an update in about an hour.
Michelle, good morning. Deputies with the Orange County Sheriff's Office, they just held a briefing here, that briefing of their own so that they can prepare for the briefing that they're going to share with media in just a bit. But we've seen them gathered here in the parking lot. Maybe if we can zoom in, you may see them in the bushes. Just in the past 5 minutes, we've seen the inmate transport vans begin rolling in. I counted at least 3 coming into this area. I do want to emphasize, because we just had a situation here, that the Durham Tech Orange County campuses are under a code yellow, which means in-person classes are canceled. We had a student actually who arrived here, had no idea what was going on. Those classes are going to be remote today, so we want to save you some time and money, gas money that is. But listen, take a look at your screen here. This is a photo of 30-year-old Ramon Alston. He was last seen wearing handcuffs connected to a belly chain with a black box over the junction. Authorities have searched 580 acres, which includes a 1-mile radius around the UNC Hospital's Hillsborough campus. We know that Alston was being transported there to receive care. He freed himself from leg restraints, still in handcuffs, jumped out and ran into the nearby woods. Investigators believe he had help getting away. We spoke with people who were nearby while the search continued.
You hear that there was an escaped inmate, and you just want to be cautious. Just trying to stay safe by staying home, keeping the doors locked, and listening to the updates on the news.
Yeah, so once again, seeing some activity pick back up in this area. We know that the Department of Adult Correction is offering a $25,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest. That next media briefing will begin at 9:30. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Hillsborough.
WRAL is working to learn more about a shooting that hurt a juvenile in South Raleigh. Police responded to Trailwood Heights Lane at 8:15 last night. Video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows the extent of the police response to that neighborhood. The young person who was shot was taken to the hospital, but they are expected to live. We've asked police if they have made any arrests or have any persons of interest. We're still waiting to hear back.
We're making calls to find out if anyone was hurt in a shooting in a Knightdale neighborhood. Video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker shows the scene. This is on Clay Hill Drive. You can see several police cars and crime scene tape blocking off part of the road. Police responded just after 9 last night. They would not tell us at the time if anyone was injured or taken into custody.
Covering Wake County, today school leaders and local law enforcement will talk about ways to keep your child safe in school. They'll meet at Millbrook High School. Sky 5 was there when Enloe High School went on lockdown in April. A student was sent a photo of her boyfriend on campus, and there were concerns he may have been armed. But police never found a gun, or the boyfriend for that matter. Law enforcement's core message for parents is talk to your children about the consequences of misinformation on social media.
College students starting at UNC Chapel Hill this fall will begin moving in today. Move-in will continue through Sunday ahead of the first day of class on Monday. Students at NC State, they'll start moving in tomorrow, and over at Duke, move-in day is Saturday.
Today, former President Donald Trump will be in North Carolina for a rally. Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Raleigh for an event of her own later this week. This afternoon, Trump will speak at the Harris Cherokee Center in Asheville. He's expected to talk about the financial hardships North Carolina families are facing. Harris will host a campaign event in Raleigh on Friday. She's expected to talk about her economic policy plan, and this will make it her first major policy rollout since joining the presidential race. We'll have full team coverage of both campaign events.
Tropical storm Ernesto is expected to reach hurricane strength sometime this morning as it moves north of Puerto Rico. Just before 11 o'clock last night, President Biden approved an emergency declaration for that island. The storm moved over the U.S. Virgin Islands earlier this morning, bringing heavy rain, strong winds, and storm surge with it. People in Puerto Rico prepared yesterday, filling up on gas, buying water, and other supplies. The island could see rainfall totals of up to 10 inches in some places. There is concern about the possibility of flash flooding and mudslides.
As U.S. territories are feeling Ernesto's effects, FEMA says it is out of disaster fund money. This is the second year in a row funding has run out before the height of hurricane season. The agency says it will only provide money for immediate needs right now. FEMA asked Congress to pass a $9 billion request, but Congress is in recess through the end of the month. And so FEMA says it does have enough resources, at least to respond to Ernesto.
Hamas says it will not participate in high-stakes ceasefire negotiations scheduled for tomorrow in the Middle East. The group says it wants to implement what has already been agreed upon, not participate in a new round of negotiations. This all comes as an attack from Iran on Israel appears imminent. The U.S. is adding to its firepower in the Middle East. That includes 14 warships and a guided missile submarine. Coming up, nearly 500,000 vehicles recalled over faulty airbags. The affected Ford and Mazda cars now under a do not drive advisory.
Plus, the viral pommel horse guy, or Steven Nederazic, is showing off a new skill. He showed it while appearing on The Tonight Show. We'll show you.
And we'll take you live out to White Lake this morning. We are enjoying the break from the high humidity and storminess coming up when the storm pattern makes a comeback to North Carolina. Welcome back. Time now is 8:44 on your Wednesday morning. This is a live look over beautiful sunny Wilson. Not a cloud in the sky there. The whirligigs are kind of calm this morning. It's a really nice morning. Meteorologist Chris Michaels following that. And also, are we already talking fall? What's going on here?
We're less than 40 days away, and it felt like fall in Boone. That's why I'm showing this map from my buddies at Explore Fall, where, yeah, we're starting to see some changes in northern Alaska. We still have plenty of summer left to go. At least a little dip in humidity. Doesn't yet feel refreshing out there, but at least it doesn't feel tropical. So we'll take the victories where we can get them this morning. And as Michelle was saying, you saw Wilson. It looks beautiful out there, especially now that we've gotten rid of some of that fog. If you're going to get an exercise or workout in outside this afternoon, lunchtime temps around 81. High temperatures today in the mid 80s overall. Not too bad. Muggy meter's going to dip a little bit heading into tomorrow and heading into Friday morning, but there it goes in the opposite direction heading into Saturday and Sunday. This is with a storm system that has produced a level 1 risk of severe weather Friday to our west. We'll have to check in tomorrow, see if we have any sort of risk for Saturday, as that has yet to come out. We do see the chance for scattered storms Saturday and Sunday, and that yellow light there is just to have a plan B, just in case. You guys know how it goes in the summertime. You don't necessarily have to go canceling your plans, but have a plan to bring things inside if you do see some scattered storms out there. Reason for that is an area of low pressure, and with low pressure comes rising air, a little bit more moisture coming in out of the southwest. So yes, by Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, could see some scattered storms, but it's also bailing us out. It's going to take what will be Hurricane Ernesto. It's going to shove it off toward the north. So the storm now is a tropical storm. It's leaving the Caribbean, curving to the north, moving away from the East Coast. Even though it's hundreds of miles offshore, this is a big, strong storm. Could be a Category 3 by Friday near Bermuda. That's going to lead to a high risk of rip currents here along our coastline, starting with Thursday night and pretty much lingering into the weekend. So the weather this weekend should be fine at the coast. It's just the rip current you'll need to keep an eye on. Here at home, high temperatures in the 80s. Man, Thursday, Friday mornings, you gotta love that. Temperatures in the mid 60s. Heading into the weekend, afternoon temperatures mid to upper 80s, lows at 70 to 72 degrees each morning, and there will be that daily shot for showers and storms, something that I expect to continue here as we head into the early portion of next week.
And Jeff Hogan of the WRAL Live Center with the highly anticipated Consumer Price Index numbers. The Labor Department has released them. It's the food, the gas, the rent, all the necessities, things we all need to buy. Don't be scared off by this number because the prices rose 0.2% in July. That is right in line with expectations. And what that means is that 0.2%, that puts us that's for the last month. For the year, though, at 2.9%. So that's the first time it's been below 3% since March of 2021. We're talking a few years here of some tough times. The Fed can now possibly turn its attention to some other economic challenges. This is what they thought. So that puts, for investors who are looking for the Fed to reduce those interest rates next month at their next meeting, it still keeps that possibility on the table for them. Let's see what it's doing immediately for the markets right now as you look at the stock futures here ahead of the market opening. Positive territory in some areas. We'll wait and see how this shakes out today.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Photos show a toddler running away from his child care center and into 4 lanes of traffic. A passerby came to his aid, and now the boy's family wants to know why the center didn't tell them what happened, and they learned about it from seeing the viral photos online. The photos show 3-year-old Marley Burgess. Only on WRAL, Marley's grandmother says the boy's mother got a call from Kinder Care on Strantonsburg Road in Greenville saying there was an incident. All she was told was that Marley wandered off of the playground. It wasn't until photos showing Marley walking into traffic went viral that the family learned the extent of what really happened.
I have the sneaky suspicion that if this wasn't captured by that witness, that Kinder Care would have continued that staff at that particular location, not Kinder Care in general, but that location would have swept it under the rug as just a minor incident. And this is major.
Make any parent's heart stop. Kinder Care released a statement reading in part, "While we're thankful the child was not hurt, this incident should not have happened. We have several safety protocols that should have prevented this situation. Unfortunately, those policies were not followed."
Less than a week before the Democratic National Convention, vice presidential nominee Tim Walz is on the campaign trail solo for the first time. Today, he'll be in Denver and Boston for fundraisers. He spoke yesterday at the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees Convention. That was in Los Angeles. Walz defended his 24 years of service in the National Guard after Republicans accused him of retiring to avoid being deployed to Iraq.
I'm going to say it again as clearly as I can. I am damn proud of my service to this country. And I firmly believe you should never denigrate another person's service record.
Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance is also on the campaign trail. He's scheduled to speak in Michigan this afternoon.
The fate of abortion rights will soon be in the hands of voters in a growing number of states. Voters in Arizona and Missouri will decide in November whether to enshrine abortion protections in their state constitutions. Proposed amendments in both states qualified this week to appear on the ballots. Nevada, Colorado, South Dakota, Maryland, and Florida all have similar proposed amendments on ballot this fall. Right now, Arizona law imposes a 15-week limit for abortions. Missouri has a near total ban.
More than 457,000 vehicles are under a do not drive warning because of defective airbags. Ford and Mazda say some models have potentially dangerous Takata airbags. The recall includes various Mazda models made between 2003 and 2015. Some Ford Mustangs, Rangers, GTs, and Fusions made between 2006 and 2012 are also affected. Many vehicles in the recall are more than 20 years old, and that means their airbags are more likely to rupture during a crash. Both companies say free repairs are now available at local dealerships.
Happening today, a celebration of high-speed fiber internet to 30,000 homes and businesses in Rocky Mount. Governor Cooper, Representative Don Davis, and other community leaders will celebrate a new program for teachers and students in the area. Fiber internet company Brightspeed will donate to the nonprofit. Communities in Schools, North Carolina, the nonprofit, and Nash County Public Schools are working together to provide access to Wi-Fi for everyone.
The Only Murders in the Building team is headed to Hollywood, and a look at another motorbike adventure. Here's Kristen Goodwin in the Hollywood Minute.
We're going to Hollywood.
The Arconia detectives relocate Jackson Lamb's latest mission, and McGregor plans another road trip in the Hollywood nation. Ewan McGregor and his travel buddy Charlie Borman revving up another motorbike adventure. Apple TV Plus announced a fourth installment to the Long Way franchise. The untitled new season will follow the duo on a 10,000-mile trek across Europe, kicking off from McGregor's home in Scotland to Borman's in England.
I don't know why you're bothering me.
Apple TV Plus also revealed a first look at Slow Horses Season 4. The hit espionage drama returns, with Gary Oldman reprising his role as Jackson Lamb and his team of misfit spies dealing with the aftermath of a car bombing in London. The action kicks off September 4th.
There's been another murder.
Hulu dropped the official trailer to Only Murders in the Building Season 4. Steve Martin, Selena Gomez, and Martin Short return as the detective trio facing a new murder mystery in Hollywood during the film production of their podcast. Eugene Levy, Eva Longoria, Zach Galifianakis, Jane Lynch, and Melissa McCarthy are among the A-list stars joining the cast. The show picks up August 27th.
I'm not talking to you. Well, maybe this will unzip your lips.
Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Steven Ederazic won 2 medals at the Olympics, and the pommel horse is not his only amazing talent. He was on The Tonight Show last night, and Jimmy Fallon challenged him to solve a Rubik's Cube. With the same calm manner he showed that he was in events in Paris, he solved it in just over 15 seconds. I have never completed a Rubik's Cube. Probably didn't try hard enough.
No, I haven't either. That's incredible. Oh, my gosh. All right, before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.